From the PEP Radio Newsroom, these are the stories we are following at this hour. WKBN Youngstown is reporting that the Pennsylvania Department of Education has retracted its mandate that certified teachers be trained in cultural relevancy and inclusivity as part of a settlement reached last month. The settlement agreement requires PDE to contact all school entities to announce there is no legal obligation to implement and adhere to the culturally relevant and sustaining education guidelines, which were implemented in April of 2022 under Governor Tom Wolf. The guidelines were designed to encourage educators to acknowledge that biases exist in the educational system, recognize schools' history of inequities, believe and acknowledge that microaggressions are real, design culturally relevant learning experiences, and be respectful of the experiences of people of color. Schools that did not follow the guidelines were at risk of their state funding being withheld. A lawsuit against the order was filed in April 2023 on behalf of Penncrest School District, Laurel, and Mars area school districts in Western Pennsylvania. Individual parents, teachers, school administrators, and elected school board officials from the Noch School District were also plaintiffs in the case. As a result of the settlement, another set of guidelines is recommended but not required by the Pennsylvania Department of Education called Common Ground Framework Program Guidelines. Trib Live is reporting that queer couples across the United States are concerned that marriage equality could be on the chopping block during a second Trump presidency, leading many to speed up their initial marriage timelines to tie the knot before his inauguration on January 20th. Paul owns the photography business named Requiem Images, one of many wedding vendors in the Pittsburgh region offering up free and/or discounted services until Trump's inauguration. She and her husband are both ordained so they can offer full-service elopements. In 2016, ahead of his first term, Trump said he was fine with same-sex marriage as the law of the land, calling the issue settled by the Supreme Court, ABC News reported at the time. The makeup of the Supreme Court has changed since then. Vice President-elect J.D. Vance said he would vote against the Respect for Marriage Act while campaigning for the Senate in 2022, citing religious liberty concerns, according to the outlet. Because so many Pittsburgh wedding vendors are now offering free and/or discounted services, there's now a private Facebook group where couples can find all of the offers in one place called Love is Love 412. There are also Google Forms for vendors and couples interested in Riley Louisa Photos bio on Instagram. And again, that is Love 412 on Facebook. If you check out that group, you'll get all of the discounts and the services that are available in the Pittsburgh area. Maya Lavro is another photographer assisting queer couples looking to get emergency married. Lavro, age 28 of Mount Oliver, is also ordained in Pennsylvania and is in the process of becoming ordained in New York. And finally, WPXI Pittsburgh is reporting that President-elect Donald Trump and the Republicans who swept to victory last week vowed to roll back many LGBTQ plus rights. As the transition begins, many in the community are fearful of what that could mean for their marriages, healthcare, employment, and even their names. Ciara Thomas, the CEO of Sisters Pittsburgh, said, "I'm scared, and what do we do?" are the types of phone calls that she receives daily. As the CEO of Sisters Pittsburgh, one of the few transgender service providers in Western Pennsylvania, she said it's up to her and her organization to provide critical guidance during an uncertain time. Name change, get your name changed if it's not changed already. Get your gender marker updated before the new administration takes office, she said. Thomas told us her first suggestion to trans youth and adults is to have their identification updated to help with acquiring a job, accessing care, and being able to travel. Recently, her organization began offering a clinic to help walk people through the process and alleviate the financial burden, but she says this work isn't always easy to navigate. To learn more about these stories, click on the links on the PEP radio page of the Pennsylvania Equality Project website. Be sure to download the Live 365 app to take us wherever you go. That's the news at this hour. Now back to more music on PEP Radio.